Hello and welcome, Lynx here, and here we are with It Gets So Lonely Here by ebi-hime. So, I've been tipped off, sort of, how this game has some secrets, and to get the secrets it's kinda convoluted, but we'll get there. We'll definitely get there. So, let us begin another episode. The days pass, following this nightly encounter with your aquatic acquaintance with an almost intolerable slowness. You endure the hours of sunlight as best as you can by going for a long, bracing walks amidst the heather, foraging for berries and fruits among the hedgerows. Okay? Even when you have mustered up enough courage to take an old fishing line covered in the fisherman's cottage and try your luck by the shore. I'm surprised you didn't do that earlier. Your initial attempts at angling are without success, but as the time passes your proficiency in the art grows. Sometime after you take up your rod, you find you are able to catch the odd fish here and there. Small, scrawny things mostly, but the meat goes a ways to bolstering your rudimentary diet. Yeah? I mean, at this point, just catching a fish matters. I feel like you could have just asked your mermaid friend now. Hey, could you get me some food? Some seafood? I think she would deliver. You teach yourself how to remove the scales of these saltwater fish that you have captured and how to gut them. I honestly don't know how to do that. Again, also, I don't live by the sea, so not really surprising that I don't have that skill. I'm also glad that, basically in whatever fish you might buy now, you can get it without scales. That's nice. You learn, too, how to cook them over a simple fire. Yeah, just get them over the fire. Yeah. Sometimes you skewer this fish of yours on spikes and roast them slowly, innards and all. To be fair, given that she's collecting some fruits around. I mean, fish with some fruits? You're able to sustain yourself well enough during the day, for the faint pangs of hunger you experience never quite go away. Also, given that she's by the sea, I think we can safely, in a way, assume it would be salty, a little bit at least. So, from that you could manage to get some salt for the fish. Perfect. Your physical discomfort, however, is secondary when compared to the desire to visit the mermaid. Your days might be dull and rough, but your nights, comparatively, are made of magic. Magic! It is only during the night that the mermaid emerges from beneath the waves, and when she does, you hurry to her side. You've never before had anybody who took so great an interest in you. Not until you met the mermaid. That is why she has grown to mean so very much to you. She's the first friend you've ever had. But if you do not temper your obsession accordingly, I fear she may very well be your last. Yeah. Oh. Now that I think about it, I know this is basically a Yandere game, right? And I feel like the general idea in your mind overall is alright, so we are a character and one of the girls will be a Yandere, right? With Mermaid it also makes sense in a way. But you know what? Given the fact that the character that kind of we observe the game from the eyes of has that obsession. What if we are a Yandere in this game? Oh, that would be unexpected, to be honest. I don't think... I mean, at least I think I have never played a single game where we would be in the shoes of a Yandere. Would be interesting. But if you do not temper your passion accordingly, I fear she may very well be your last. Maybe it is here like that, because of that obsession. You cradle for the potential danger, however, which lurks beneath your interactions with the mermaid. You want only to show the mermaid how much that you value her. You want only to show the mermaid how much you value, okay. And you hope, with time, that she will come to value you too. If you keep seeing her, surely she will stop thinking of her human friend whom she lost so suddenly. That is your plan, at least. Talking about fish and fruits made me hungry now. Fortunately, your self-serving wish to grow closer to the mermaid seems close to being granted. Your nightly conversations, when you greet her, come easily enough, the words tumbling from your mouth like thread. You've grown rather comfortably in the mermaid's company and she yours. She must have, for this not long after you bequeathed your diadem of flowers to the mermaid, that she looks at you, then posits a curious question.
Oh, I was wondering, dear one, whether you might indulging me. I know this might not seem like an appealing proposition, but I thought it would be remiss of me not to ask. I've seen some of your world, for I have sat on this shore for many nights hence, but you've seen nothing of mine.
Ooh.
It seems unfair that you should know some of the world that you inhabit, while you know so little of my own. So, would you care to come with me, beneath the ocean's waves? There's much that I wish to show you, sights that cannot, I fear, be accurately represented in language alone. Words can be awfully stifling when it comes to the communication of experiences such as this. It is quite a florid speech, but the heart of it beats a simple enough request.
The mermaid wishes to bring you beneath the ocean's surface so that she might show you her home. You're flattered initially that the mermaid wishes to show you something so personal. But after this flutter of flattery, there comes an uncomfortable sense of unease. Alright, never mind. I guess I'm me being afraid of us being a underage. Thrown out the window now. Her wanting us under the surface? The mermaid might feel at home beneath the water's surface, but what of you? You're a human girl with two awkward, ungainly legs, and you were not made to live under the sea. You frown and mistrustfully look at the ocean. It is late at night, as it always is when you speak to the mermaid, and the water does not look blue. It appears instead to be obsidian. The waves moan as they break against the rocks, which jut out at the shore like a mighty dragon's bones. They sound angry, violent almost. Salty sea spray arcs through the air, caught in the moonlight. It shimmers sharp as knives. Hesitantly, you take a step back. You are a little afraid of the sea. It is so restless, so deep, and so all-consuming. It reminds you of a hungry monster. Yeah? Makes sense. You have never submerged yourself beneath the ocean before. You never had the opportunity. Same. You don't even know how to swim. Actually, same. You are fearful for your own safety. Should you consent to dive beneath the undulating menaces of the water, but...
Do not look so frightened, dear one. I'll be with you, and I will not let you go. You have my word.
Shyly you glance at the mermaid. She is still perched upon her rock, her hands folded neatly upon her. Well, she does not have a lap. Not really. You are still afraid, but the mermaid's reassurance does help. Has she not told you numerous times that she is nothing if not honest? You trust her not to break her word. She will not leave you beneath the waves, abandoning you to a cruel, lonely fate to become the food of so many fish. Of that you are certain. That is why, despite all of your misgivings, you find yourself nodding your head. Oh. Yeah? Is that so? If that is what she wants, then you will accompany her. Alright. You are interested, too, in what lies beneath the ocean's surface out of sight.
Oh, I knew that you would agree. Thank you very much for humoring me. I'll endeavor to make these next few minutes the most memorable you've ever experienced. Now would you care to come with me? I shall be your guide. The ocean's depths might be dark, but I will not let you get away from me. I promise.
The mermaid extends her hand towards you, a hand which seems to cut through the moonlight just like a blade. The moon's celestial rays play against the mermaid's upturned palm so that it shimmers. The mermaid's hair too is glowing, backlit by Celine's glow so that she almost looks like an angel. Her beauty is such that for a few moments you cannot do anything, neither step towards her nor back away. You feel frozen in place, rooted into the sand, like some shore-growing tree. Wait, we are in the sand. Huh. I totally expected us to be in like a rocky area as well. Well, what would I know? You still do not understand why the mermaid has taken such an interest in you, but an old adage does occur to you. You ought not to look a gift horse in the mouth. It depends. Or ignore the pleas of graceful, dignified mermaid. You reach out, your arm shaking like the skinny bough of an ancient tree, and find the mermaid's hand with your own. The mermaid's fingers curl about your own, her nails. Only now you notice how sharp they are. I mean, I noticed. Digging into your skin. Oh boy, here we go. Or should I say, oh girl, here we go. For the mermaid herself looks very soft, her grip is surprisingly strong. Yeah, she doesn't look like she would have a lot of strength, right? But on the other hand, who knows? Mermaids are built different. You don't think if she willed it, you would be able to get away from her. But why would you want to? She does not mean you any harm. Or does she?
Now let us be on our way. There is so much to see in my underwater kingdom. I cannot wait to show it to you.
The mermaid turns towards the ocean, as do you. A brief moment passes, wondering which you allow yourself to stand there, your hand claimed by the mermaids as the wind buffets your hair and your skirts. You inhale deeply. The smell of the salt is heavy in the back of your nostrils, so much so you could choke on it. Alright, so yeah, we could have gotten some salt here. It is not a particularly pleasant smell, but you've grown accustomed to it after living in your tumble-down cottage by the shore. It is nostalgic almost. You have a vague feeling, as you stand on the precipice between your world and that of your aquatic companions, that you might never be able, never again be able to smell the salt in the air like this. But it is just a silly supposition, though. You are being foolish. The mermaid will return you back to the surface in due course, will she not? You hope that she will. You, unlike her, cannot breathe under the water. You open your mouth, meaning to ask the mermaid about this fact, but you are not afforded the opportunity to speak. The mermaid has already shifted, her fingers still twined about yours. She dives forwards, her body slicing through the surface of the water like a knife, and you, inexorably, are dragged along with her. Damn. The water rushes forwards to meet you in a sudden, shocking rush. The mermaid's descent might be graceful, but yours is anything but. Oh, is this the first time we see our girl? I think so. Could have at least taken off the shoes, to be honest. I bet the swim would be a little easier then. Kinda like her design. You do not know how to position your legs, and your limbs feel awfully ungainly. You know what's funny? I'm incapable of swimming, that's true, but I would be able to follow like that. I'm basically incapable of swimming on my own, but like, give me some sort of ball or whatever thingy they use, you know, to hold on to, and I'm like, let's go. It's kinda funny. I don't know why. I cannot explain why. without anything, like my comfort disappears and therefore I'm unable to swim. I'm immediately basically dive bombing. Or just bombing. Anyway, the shock of the water as it touches your skin, meanwhile, is intense. You did not think that the water would be this cold. I mean, the evening, yeah. No, it is not just cold, it is freezing. Oh, we must have gotten pretty deep by now. Wait, do you even have time to think about that, girl? What about not being able to breathe? It feels as though all the warmth has been sucked out of your skin. If your head was not already beneath the ocean's waves, you would gasp from it. You not gasp, however, you cannot. You've already been submerged. Your body no longer feels as though it is your own. Your hair is unspooling behind you like thread, and your skirt is fluttering. Your body rocks to and fro, as though being soothed in a mother's arms. It is a curious feeling, but it is not wholly unpleasant. If only it were not so cold down here, beneath the ocean's depths, you might find it relaxing. It is dark under the surface of the water, yes, but we have not ventured so very far, not yet at least, but the glow of the moon cannot penetrate its depths. Your surroundings are illuminated, for faintly, and thanks to this precious illumination you can see the schools of fish swimming about you. Their scales are glisten, as they arc through the waves like rainbows. They do not look like life forms. They appear instead, to your fairy tale adult mind, to be ancient relics, brought to life through some strange arcane sorcery. They're pretty. No, that word is not significant enough, okay? They're beautiful! You did not know, as you stood up on the shore, how very full of life it was beneath the water's surface. You did not know, either, how very beautiful these aquatic denizens of the deep were. You've never seen fish like this before, not in real life. You've memories, vague, hazy memories, of dissecting a fish once in a particularly gruesome biology lesson. God damn it, way to make me jealous. I wish biology was like that in here as well. Like, dude, let's get some fish, frog, I don't know, mouse or whatever, and dissect it. Jesus Christ. Make biology interesting again. No, to be fair, it was always only theory for us, and you know, whatever we would see it in a book. That's about it. Sadly. But that feels like a very long time ago now. It was very long time ago. You would far rather think on your present than dwell upon the past. But the seconds pass, and as they do, the mermaid continues to swim, leading you deeper and deeper into the ocean's depths. While once you were close enough to the surface that the moon's light could still slice through the waves, now it is so very dark you can scarcely see. Oh, there we go. Out of breath. Your vision is beginning to blur. You can feel an uncomfortable pressure weighing down your inert body. Oh, wait, it's not the lack of oxygen? But the fact that you are deeper and, you know, obviously the pressure increases you the deeper you go. That's what attacking you? Could it be that mermaid somehow creates oxygen for you? Does she have some magical abilities? Like kind of in ebi-hime basically? If you know, you know. We played it recently. Thought she was not a mermaid, but whatever. Anyway. You've descended, you realize, with a little of anxiety to deep. Humans were not meant to descend into the depths, those depths. True. The water, once cold, now feels freezing. It caresses every inch of your exposed flesh, as if to sap what little warmth you might still possess. You shiver, and when you do, you swear that you can hear your teeth chattering, despite the water which stops your ears. To be fair, though, I know we are, as humans, kind of somehow bent on going into space and so on, but I would like to see someone actually properly checking out the Earth first. Because we don't know so much about the oceans and so on. Anyway, the water is stoppering up your nostrils. Stoppering. There is so much water down there. Down here, at the bottom of the ocean. It is endless. Also, I think I skipped reading some part. No, I didn't. The mermaids might be able to breathe underwater, but you are not so very fortunate. Your body is far less sophisticated than hers, and it requires oxygen with which to furnish your body with continued strength, not salt water. The thought of trying to inhale the endless water which surrounds you makes you shudder. You would rather not attempt it. You do not have gills. When will the mermaid take you back to the surface? Surely she must know that you have fast begun to near your limit. You've been underwater for too long, and it is too cold, and it is so dark now. In any event, you cannot see much of anything. The joy you once felt during your underwater adventure has begun to dissipate, just like the last of the oxygen you still possess. It is time to return to the surface now, but how are you communicating this to the mermaid? You cannot speak and she is not looking at you. She's staring instead fixedly at something beyond your comprehension, something far away perhaps, in the underwater gloom that you cannot see. Not knowing what else to do, you try to pull your arm free from the mermaid's grasp. You hope that this will signal to her that she has grown too carried away in the endeavors, that she ought to cut short your expedition and return you to the shore. The mermaid does not recover to your attempts to escape her. Her grip does not slacken as you had hoped from about your wrist. In fact, it is quite the opposite. It feels as though she is gripping you more tightly than she was, as if to prevent your escape. But why would she do that? Oh, I wonder. You tap on the mermaid's shoulder to get her attention, gesture which prompts her at long last to turn. Her hair fur billows about her, suspended in the water like a shroud. Then she says, in that calm, measured, incredibly reasonable voice of hers,
Yes, dear one. What is it?
If you could, you would open your mouth to reply to her, but alas, you are a human girl, not a fish, and you cannot speak underwater. An attempt to do so would accomplish not save filling your pretty little mouth with water. The mermaid really ought to have considered that before she started to ask you questions. I mean, to be fair, you could have asked questions before the knife as well. But your comfort seems to be the last thing on the mermaid's mind. She smiles at you gently, delicately, then says,
Oh, I understand. Being underwater for so long must begin to take its toll. Do your lungs feel like iron? Are they heavy?
So she does understand your woes? You might not be able to speak, suspended as you are in the dark, murky depths, but communication is not wholly impossible. You nod your head emphatically, hoping that this will be enough to make your distress apparent, but...
Yes, that will happen. It is a natural part or so I've heard of drowning, not that I have ever had the opportunity to experience it for myself. I'm incapable, you see, of meeting my demands in such a manner.
Now, what was that? What was that? What? What could she mean?
I mean,
the mermaid answers. Can she read minds?
But this was a calculated act upon my part. Forgive me, dear one, but the moment you consented to sinking in the water with me, your fate was sealed. Your lungs will be flooded with water soon enough. Then you will die. It is not a pretty way to go. You need to worry about your corpse bloating, disfiguring, or being eaten by the fish fall. I'll take very good care of it. I promise. In death you'll look lovely, almost angelic. Is that not what you always wanted?
You do not know what the mermaid thinks it is, exactly. Well, that you want, but you think she's laboring under some severe misunderstandings. You would like to try and correct her. You do not want to die, but of course you cannot open your mouth. What a pity. Well, at least it saves me the effort of transcribing your dying pleas. Yes, I, the narrator, don't have to do that. I doubt they would be particularly interesting. I mean... True? I mean, there would be one plea, save me, or some basically wording like that.
If you know why I'm doing this, then I would not mind obliging. I have no secrets to keep from you.
Other than the secret, perhaps, that upon your first meeting, she Nurse within her cold fish's heart the desire to bring about your watery murder. You might have liked to know that before you agreed to sink beneath the ocean surface with her.
I'm only doing this because I have no choice. The other girl like the troll, the one whom I adored, disappeared.
Oh. Oh. What do you mean by that? Did she actually predict what you planned?
She went away, and I was never again afforded the opportunity to see her.
Okay. So she saved herself.
You remind me of that girl. Would not look much alike. You do not act very alike either. But you're both humans who, despite your delicacies, you have no shortage of determination. How your kind is able to live when your lifespans are so very short, and you're so susceptible to so very many diseases is a mystery to me. For my lifespan far eclipses your own, and I'm far sturdier. I cannot help but marvel at the tenacity of you humans. I know that if I were as fragile as you are, I would not be able to exist in this world. I would be far too afraid. I would see my own death lurking behind every corner.
Just as you can see your own death looming before you. It is not so very far away now. You can feel it coming closer and closer, and closing its cold, icy fingers around your throat.
You humans are incredible. I cannot help but respect you, weak and pitiful for you are.
She respects your tenacity so very much she wishes to extinguish it. Or not extinguish, but keep it visible forever? You know what I mean? Like, she will be showing the tenacity during the moment of her death, and she wants to see that all the time, that mermaid. Maybe that's the point. Anyway, that does not make very much sense. My theory might also not make very much sense, but who knows.
Perhaps my words are confusing you, but it makes perfect sense to me at least. My beloved cowherd left me. I do not know where she went or what happened to her. Perhaps she was murdered by bandits. Perhaps she contracted a horrible disease. Perhaps she simply fell and cracked her skull. I don't know. I will never know. For many, many days and many, many nights, her disappearance tormented me. I could not help but wonder how it came about, but there were so many possibilities. I could not imagine all of them. This thought terrified me. It still does. That is why I'm going to take you to my underwater kingdom with me. There we can be together forever. Nothing will be able to tear us apart, and I'll brush your hair. I'll dress you in the finest pearls found from the bottom of the seabed. It will be lovely, much, much lovelier than any sort of miserable existence you might be able to eke out above the water. In my citadel, you will never be attacked by bandits, nor ravaged by diseases. You'll be quite safe, I promise.
Yeah, quite safe, yeah. And quite that too, surely.
Well, yes, that's the only unfortunate aspect of my plan.
She considers your death nothing more than a mere misfortune. The mermaid might be surprisingly cold after all. But perhaps you ought to have predicted this. She's part fish. Are fish not cold-blooded like lizards? You probably learned this at some point during biology class, but your lessons are beginning to feel very faint and far away now. Your body is beginning to fail you. You cannot take much more of this. It is a necessary necessary sacrifice for. If we are to be happy, I'm doing this, you know, for both our sakes. I do apologize for tricking you, but please try to understand. I really have been lonely. You would be more inclined to sympathize with her. Perhaps if her aloneness was not ushering you in your inevitable demise. But you are too preoccupied with your dwindling reserves of oxygen to feel much in the way of anything for your captor. You can feel the pressure of the water against your eyes. They are beginning to age. Perhaps you are crying. You don't know. The water masks much of your anguish. You've been drifting underwater for almost 3 minutes. How are you still? Damn! Lungs are crazy then. This is a remarkably long time to go without any air. Yeah? Your vision is beginning to cloud. Your surroundings, already dark, look darker, still, unpleasant and obscure, and not at all like the paradise the mermaid promised you. The pain of being suffocated, slowly, is far stronger, and far more oppressive than the sensation of the mermaid's hand wound tightly about your arm. Is there no escape for you? The prognosis, I'm sorry to say, is grim. Your fate, as the mermaid said, was sealed the moment you met her, luxuriating on these rocks beneath the moonlight. But you'll forgive me if my sympathy is limited. You did bring this upon yourself, you know, girl. You reap what you sow, and in your case you made a series of bad decisions which led to your untimely demise. Now, what do you want to do, huh? Will you accept this fate of yours and rest in peace, or will you try to fight against it? Oh, hello. I will override this. Well.
Let's accept.
That's a bit of an anticlimactic answer at this juncture in your life story, but I suppose it would be remiss of me to lecture you too much. I'm sure you are well aware of what a terrible series of decisions you've made. There is no need for me to belabor the point. That would be boorish, not to mention tedious. I am rather tired of scolding you. So instead I think I will content myself with loving you. What? What? You thought Yandere Mermaid was the only one who would be able to cosset you? No, I the narrator as well. I know I've said before, but you really are naive. You can escape me, even if you are at the bottom of the deepest, darkest ocean. That's right, you cannot escape this narrator. The world... Plot twist, I the narrator, also a Yandere. The world might have forsaken you, but I will never will. I will never leave you. You will never be lonely again. With the fishes, you're being... Fuck. That was achievement. Actually, I've done the thing about it. I don't know if the achievements are recording now. Like, visibly for you. I know for some reason in the other game they did. And they didn't in the past. But whatever. You will never be lonely again.
It gets so lonely here.
Now, normally I'd be talking about the game, but... No. Load. Ding. Fight against your fate! Oh! I like that look on your face. It is a fluke full of determination. The self-same determination which first prompted me to take an interest in you. I can tell that you are not happy with this ending. You did not come all this way, after all, to drone. That is quite the indecorous demise regardless of how many fine stones and shells the mermaid means to twine through your hair after your death. If you wish to carve out a new story for yourself, then I would be only too happy to indulge you. Just try not to get on the bad side. Or good side of any homicidal naiads this time. The drawing of maidens is something of a cliché. Your fate is once again in your hands. Now I wonder, which path will you take? To find the answer to that, tune in the next episode. I think I'll override this, yeah. Because that's when we will continue. And I guess we'll go to the village. Yeah, we're going basically options one by one, sort of. I think that's the way to go, basically. Yeah, that's how we'll go about it. The village will await tomorrow. Now, I think... I will actually... Talking about fish earlier and those fruits made me hungry. So I think I'll take a little bite in the kitchen. And then just go to sleep. Even though it's 3 in the morning, which you probably have seen. What else? Alright. I mean, the mermaid ending, I assume. Yeah. I guess we can count that. the mermaid ending completed. In a way, as expected, she dragged our girl under the water. The achievement was beginning to feel distinctly waterlogged. Yeah. Sadly, yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah, we were dragged under the water kind of as expected. Yeah, I mean, it's a mermaid. You cannot trust mermaids. Let's face the reality. That is the sad reality in its own way. Alright, let's end it, phone. Time to snack and sleep. Consider liking the video. Always appreciate it. Subscribe if you're new around. Always super appreciated as well. Very, very much. And I wish you, obviously, a wonderful day. And seriously, like, don't fall for the tricks from the mermaids. If you live by the sea, if you are on holidays or something, don't fall for that. Mermaids are not to be trusted. Have a good one. Bye-bye.